And now Franken in the Senate, doing a great job, right? Put together the easiest amendment in the history of the world. Let's not let defense contractors that get paid by the United States government basically deny women justice if they've been raped or sexually assaulted in that workplace. No brainer, right? Who's going to vote against it? We've covered this before. 30 Republican senators all voted against it. And then the Department of Defense came out and said, no, it's going to make it a little hard on defense contractors to keep track of things. So we're against it. Now, that's Barack Obama's Department of Defense, and he better go regulate over there. I don't care who's the Secretary of Defense. They're not the head of the organization. The ultimate head is Obama. Now, the White House has put out a decent statement on that. They always said, we want to work out the logistics of this and make it enforceable, but of course we're in favor of the amendment, right? So, guess what's going to happen? There's a report out now, and if there's enough pressure, maybe we can reverse this. But there's a report out now that Daniel Inouye, the Democratic senator from Hawaii, who is the chairman of the Committee on Appropriations, is going to remove Al Franken's amendment. Why? According to inside sources on Capitol Hill, defense contractors have been storming his office. Ooh, who cares? Yeah, of course. They don't want to pay more if they wind up sexually assaulting women that work for them. Golly gee willikers, I didn't see that coming. Yeah, of course they don't want that. And they say, well, you know, it would really prevent us getting government contracts. Yeah, if you're sexually assaulting women that work for you, it would. That's the point of the amendment. You can't be bothered to make sure that women who work for you don't get raped in the office, as Jamie Lee Jones did. The office in that case was in Iraq. What, so that makes it okay? Oh, I'm sorry that I'm asking so much of you to not allow gang rape at your office. Now you say, well, it's a little broader than that. It involves other sexual assault too. That's Daniel Inouye right there. John Thune, a Republican senator, said, well, look, if it was just rape, I might vote for it. But come on, we got to allow other kinds of sexual assault. Okay, now, he didn't say we have to allow other sexual assault. I want to be accurate here, right? He just said, but he did literally say, if it was just rape, I might vote for it, but it's too broad that it involves other kinds of sexual assault. Right? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Forget the Republicans. There's only so many of them. They can't change the vote. A Democrat's going to give this away. And look at how cheap they buy the politicians. Do you know how much Daniel Inouye has gotten from the defense contractors and aerospace industries over the course of his career? And he's been there forever. $294,000. You know what that is to a defense contractor? Lunch. He's like, oh, I give $294,000? And then when I say to him, hey, take that out of the bill, he listens, he heals, he bows his head. That's a great deal. Then we continue to get billions of dollars. And if women get assaulted in our workplace, who gives a damn? It's hard to keep track of. Come on. What am I going to do? Keep track of that? I got to keep the women safe so they don't get gang raped? Who are defense contractors? Hey, Republicans who are obsessed with ACORN and fraud against the United States government, et cetera, and you think you're positive you can track that down and make sure that they don't get any money. How about the money that these defense contractors are getting? If, you know, for the heinous things that they're doing, including, as I've said now on a number of occasions, the defense contractor that pled guilty last week to $25 million defrauding the United States government. And that's the tip of the iceberg. I could name you contractor after contractor, of course, including KBR, former subsidiary of Halliburton, who ripped us off of tens of millions, sometimes hundreds of millions of dollars. But no, they can't be bothered to keep track because they got paid $294,000. Senator Inouye, you were bought really, really cheap. You could have gotten a much better price. I mean, if you're going to sell out and you're going to let them do this to their female employees, well, at least get a couple of $1 million out of it. Maybe it helps you sleep at night better, you know? Yeah, I mean, sure. You know, these women get assaulted, then they push them to arbitration, where they pay the arbitrator, so they wind up winning over 99% of the time. And those women get no justice at all, but at least you got a couple of mil out of it. For $294,000? You're very cheap indeed. We have to change Washington, okay? it's not a Democrat or Republican thing in this case, as obviously you can tell from this story. We have to change who influences these senators. They're supposed to work for us. Now, if you poll the American people, my guess is this might be the first issue ever that gets above 90%. Okay? I mean, we know how many polls did we do on the public option? They're all wide majorities in favor, and the senators keep saying, and there's a new Associated Press story out today, oh, that we can't do that. The politics behind that is no good. Why? Because they don't work for us. They work for the lobbyists.